You ready? We back again. We back again. Right? Ready? More. When I come like this, I have to wait for my people for a while. Yeah, I'm away from them for a while. And then I'm gonna look at what we're looking at today. You got to understand when you come, we gotta talk about this. Bobs. Bobs. You like Bobs. Yeah. See, it is a Bob. Yeah. You see this? The switch to put on the bulb. You switch it on, you switch it off. And there's a bulb. Yeah. I'll be waiting for a while. The switch, 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 switch. Switch. Switch it on, switch it off, switch it on, switch it off. And this, you got my bulb. Yeah. I could make it go on. Yeah, man. Make it go up. Yeah. Make it sparkle. Like you can see now. Not really. Oh, that's what it's doing. That's Bob. In the olden days, Bob like this, very hard to get because you only get them in well installed places. You got to get some engineers to install it for you. That was how tough it was to get a Bob like this. I could do this work, so many work I used it to do just now. Make it sparkle like this. It will be like this. Go like this, reduce, sparkle, 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 sparkle. You see the way it's shaking the place? Then you make it go like this again. See it again? That's the job of the bulb. You make it go off. In those days, it was very hard to get. You had to be a very rich man for you to do something like this. But nowadays, you can hold it in your hand and take it to the forests. You can travel to Mars with it and Jupiter and switch it on there and it will work for you. That's the power of technology. That's what technology does. So if you're joining me, I want you to say I and then just say I and then know you are with me. Yeah. Join me and say I. You can say I. You can like the life. And then we'll talk about this, the bulb. We'll talk about this, the switches. Yeah. What I'm going to talk about it, when I see my people gathered, I'll say something about it. I'm going to wait for a while. You know, in those days, if you could get this in an area, everyone would be wondering, what kind of light is this? How did they do this? What kind of technology is that? They will look at it like a very difficult thing to get. But these days, that which seemed to be so difficult is now very easy to get. I got more than one of these in my house. I got some others. Yeah, that's light. If I want a place to be bright with this, I just put it on like this. Put it like this. To be brighter. See? The place is not brighter than that. I want it to just be the way it was before. I put it off, and then it's not off. Yeah. So we're looking at want to look at some aspects that the two, some aspects that these two things are shown to be important in our time, bulbs and switches. You know, one thing about bulbs and switches is electricity. Electricity. Uh, electricity. Electricity. The electricity started with this. Yeah. It started with lights. Lights. People who started electricity started with lights, which is a bulb. Like a Faraday, Isaac Newton, and those people, when they brought electricity, they started it with lights. They did not start electricity with just currents that can shock. No. If you're there, please like the video, like it, like the live, and then make a comment and say "I." So I will continue what we're talking about, because we're talking about very good topic that I want everyone to know about the bulbs and the switches. Yeah. So when electricity started, it started with bulbs, and then it started with switches. Yeah. First of all, there was bulb and there was switches. For your lights to come on in the bulb, you will need a switch to switch it on. Switch it on, yeah, for the light to come on. And there will need to be connection of wires that will connect the bulb to the switch. Yeah, to connect the bulb to the switch. So that was how it works then. So now, connect the bulb to your switch through the use of wire. Okay. And now, what is the argument? The switch coming up, and the switch coming up, and they want to do a debate. Switch is gonna make a debate with the bulb, and the bulb is gonna make a debate with the switch. What does the switch? How does the switch show that it's more important than the bulb? And the switch show that it's more important than the bulb. How does the bulb show that it's more important than the switch? These are some arguments that we'll see. Some kind of argument. Yeah. The switch want to argue and say, I'm the switch. I came first. I'm the switch, I came first. So You're supposed to give me my respect. That's what the scripture say. I came first. Because for the light to go on, there must be some arrangements for you to get the light. And the arrangement is for you to switch on the light or switch it off. That's the argument of the switch. But the Bob is saying, no, don't talk to me like that. I'm the boss. You're just my forerunner, like Jesus and John the Baptist. Jesus is a big boss, but John the Baptist is a forerunner. So the Bob is saying, I'm the forerunner. I'm the big boss. I'm the man. You just came as a switch to prepare for my coming. You see, now what you just did, you did not, uh, you did not come to be my head, my boss. I came to be your head. You came to clear the way for me, for my coming. That's why in the beginning, God first said, let there be light. Yeah, because the light is what makes you to see, to do whatever I want us to do. That's the job of the bulb. The job of the bulb is to make you see. Yeah. But you know the switch. The switch is saying, no, you can just take it like that. Without me, you'll be useless. I'm not your forerunner. I'm the one that is important because without me, you'll be useless. Like the video, just like the live and say hi. So continue from here. The switch is saying, no, without me you'll be useless. You got no 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 life without me. And I could control you. I'm the control. I'm the one in charge because I control you. If I switch off, you switch off. If I switch on, you switch on. But Bob is saying, do you know that these days I don't need to depend on you anymore? That was the olden days, or that was some other version of the Bob. Not my type. As you can see, I've got to create my own switch for myself that I could carry from place to place, so I don't need a switch that is your type, that you could switch on and switch off. So you can see that I'm more independent than you. Okay, you're a switch. What use are you now? Just a switch. You've got no light, you got nothing. And the switch is saying, no, that was just a collaboration with my brothers. You collaborated with them to move to everywhere, to make yourself mobile. So that you can't come on unless they are switched on too. So it's the same thing. That's the argument. So that's the kind of argument we see sometimes in the world. Switch says I'm important. Bob says I'm important. This one say I'm more important. This one say I'm more important. So how do we do it? Which do we say is more important? Or do we say it's not more important? Just like when you have the story of the animal farm, you say in the animal farm that all animals are equal, you know. But in the same animal farm, they say again that, okay, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. What does that mean? That means grade by grade, level by level. That's what they mean. The equality between politicians and then equality between politicians and roadside workers. that equality is not balanced. Then the equality between kings and kings, and then equality between roadside workers again. That equality is not balanced. Yeah. So, but everyone is saying, God created man to be the same. We are all equal. So everybody is supposed to respect everybody as equal. I want to know your opinion. I want you to say something. Make a comment on it. What do you say about equality? Now there's the bulb. Now there's the switch. Switches say, I'm more important than you. Bobby said, I'm more important than you. Bobby said, you switch, you're just my boy, my forerunner, the one I used to do my things to show my light. Without me, you're useless. Switch is saying, the same here, man. Right here, the same right here. I'm more important because without me, you're also useless. Okay, you come on. So that's the argument. And that's the kind of argument, those are the kind of argument we see in the world today. This will say I'm important, that one say I'm more important. Everyone wants to be more important. We don't know who to listen to anymore. Say something about the problem of equality in the world and the problem of unity in the world. Because when one begins to feel is more important than the other one, the problem of disunity will be seen all over the places. Yeah. This one said, I'm the one that should be around here. You go find somewhere else for yourself. I'm the rightful owner of this place, and I'm the rightful person to be here. And also you see all over the places. War all over the places. Yeah. You see war all over the places. Palestinians say, we are the original owners of this place. Israelites say, we are the owner of Palestine's space of land. And then the Arab people, they're trying to say, we are the owner of this place. We are the original owners of this place. And someone is coming again and say, all of your brothers, because Ishmael begat the Arab nation, and Isaac begat the Israelite nation. Yeah. But someone else is coming again to say that the Europeans are the children, which are actually the people from Great Britain. They're actually the children of Esau. Yeah, they are the children of Esau. So you read the Bible, you see Esau already got 12 dukes. You know what I mean? To have dukes. In those times, dukes are like, you could say kings, the heads, the royal fathers, men that were the leaders, the ones in charge, the chiefs in charge of some space, some territories, provinces, kingdoms, maybe nations. So this shift to pull a lot of confusion all over the place. So I bring my switch and I bring my bulb to try to make us to see how important it is. What's the importance of everybody to every other person here? Are we all equal? Are some of us more equal than others? Are we better? Are some of us better than other people? Now my switch is saying it's better, and my bulb is saying it's better. Which one is better? The problem and the confusion in the world, is like somebody screaming and saying, Jesus is Lord. Another one is saying, Jesus is prophet. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is prophet. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is prophet. Hey, shout from there. I say Jesus is Lord. Hey, keep quiet. Give me my shirt. Jesus is prophet. Hey, hey. And the whole place is full of noise. I was in a conversation with one prophet, one Muslim guy. The guy was seriously defending his Quran. You know, I was like, yo, you defend the Quran from 99. What life is what life is. There's nothing you're gonna do about it. Look at what happened now to uh, Charlie Kirk. They shot him right from where he was talking, and he collapsed and he was gone. And that was a result of some form of argument. You don't have right to say this, and the other one is like, I've got right to say this. You don't have right to say this. I said, I've got right to say this. You got no right to say this. You have right to say this. You got no right to say this. I've got right to say this. You got no right to. And that was how the argument went on and on and on till someone came. I was like, I want to prove to me that I'm going to prove to you that I'm in charge of this vicinity. And you can come around and mess around in my vicinity. And before you know it, it was gone. And someone is like praying and saying, oh God, when this investigation is done, let it not be that the person that will be seen as the suspect who shot Charlie Kirk was from this province and was already praying about Charlie Kirk. But you know what? How are we going to solve this problem? This one is saying, my Bob is telling me his head to my switch. And my switch is saying, I'm the man in charge. But the Bob is saying, I'm the one in charge. How are we going to solve this problem? Charlie Kirk was shot dead. And now some people are already regretting about the argument of who's in charge and who should say and what should not be said or what is supposed to be said or what not. Oh, man. But all these arguments have made a lot of people to just lose their life. And you see, I don't want to talk too much about Charlie Kirk today. Maybe I'm going to do another live again or another video, and I'm going to wait for my people so we'll talk about Charlie Kirk, and let's see what we're going to talk about it. Maybe I'm going to make an arrangement on how I could give a chance for me to have guests. If you want to come talk about the situation, you know more about it, you know much about it. You can give it the space. Just come, let's talk about it and let the word come. Say something about it. My Bob is here, my switch is here. And now my switch is bold enough to say is a controller of my Bob. And he's the one to decide if my Bob should leave or should not leave. That's how some people decide who should leave and should not leave. What? Really? Really? Is it really? So, yeah. Some people have come to decide who should leave and who should not leave. And some people have come to say, we are the owner of this, and we are the owner of that, and we are the rightful owner, we are the people that should be here. This is what we've got the right to do. You got no right to tell us what to do. And some other people are standing on the other side and say, we've got right to tell you what or what not to do. We are the one in control. And my switch is telling my Bob, I'm in control. I've got right to switch you off and switch you on. And my Bob is saying, can't you see that I'm no longer connected to you? Before, I used to be connected to some wires. But now I'm free and independent of wires and some control switches. I could go wherever I want to go. I could be carried from country to country. And I could go on without a control, without some form of control, or without some form of electrical switches and wires. That's what my Bob is saying. But my switch is saying, yeah, shut up. You don't understand what you're talking about. Even in your own independent state, you've got some control. My brother is there with you. You just made an agreement with my brother for you to be able to come up with a switch. This is a switch too. Even if it's not connected to some electrical connection, just electronics. Independence of this one It still has it there. And that's what this one is saying, that you can't do without it. I told you, you can't do without it. You can't do without it. You must have a switch for you to be able to exist as a bulb. That's what it's saying. But you know when some presidents are coming up and say, yo, I've got right to tell you what you've got to get, what you should have in your country. I've got right to choose for you. I could decide if you should have a nuclear weapon or you should not have a nuclear weapon. That's what we're seeing. Yeah, all over the world. And then those countries are saying you don't have right to tell us what to have. We are independent. We are not dependent to any United Nations rules and laws and principles and all sort of regulations. We have right to do what we got to do, what we want to do. We will do it in our country, and that's what they are saying. You know. But some presidents and some leaders say, no, you got a right to have nuclear weapons. We control the scene. That's what my switch is saying. I control the scene. I'm in charge. When I switch you on, you switch off. When I switch you off, you go off. You've got no right to decide what nuclear weapon. I make the decision, and that is final. And you know, when you take it down here to Africa, my African continent, when some other European countries and some other world powers have decided that Africans, we just have to be dependent. And even if they try to be independent, yeah, independent will be independent. Yeah. You never heard anything like that, but that's just what it is. Dependent, independence. Oh. Or dependence, independence. Wow. In a situation where you look like you've got your independence and you are still dependent, you're still having a dependence, and you say you have got to independence, and you're still in dependence. You're still depending on this foreign power somehow. You go there to collect loans, you go there to do everything. You want to choose a president, they have to go to Chatham House, they have to do this, everything. This, and some say, we've got to switch of the world. We decide who to switch on, who to switch up, what to switch on, what to switch off. We decide what should go on in this world and what should go off. Yeah. And that's really something to ponder about. How come some people have got so much power to control the whole world and decide what to switch off and what to switch on? And that's what my switch is saying. But my bulb is saying, I'm the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hid under the bushel. It will go up there and shine the light, and shine the light, and shine the light, and shine the light, shine the light, shine the light, shine the light. And that's what Africa is coming up to say now. That's what's going on now in my world. And Africans are saying that we are the light of the world. We got to shine. We're not going to be connected to any switch anymore. We're going to create our switch for ourselves. You see? And this guy came up and created a switch. And he's got a switch for himself. And he doesn't have to depend on the independent switches. Dependent switches. Switches. And he's got his own independent switches. Yeah. That's why you see here. You see it? That's why you see here. And that's what's going on in Africa now. Africa is trying to bring out the lights to make it shine bright and make the whole world know that we are the one. We are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Africa is on the hill. That's what my continent is trying to do. But some man somewhere hungry and angry. You know, hungry man is an angry man. It seems like they'll begin to get hungry because the kind of food they eat before from Africa, they take a lot and they feed it so fat, and the Africans are feeding dry and lean, nothing to eat. And the Africans will say, we are the light of the world. Though we are the bulb, and you say you hold a switch, well, we're going to tell you that we're going to come up, a time will come, we will not need your switch, but we will create a switch for our own life and living. Yeah, the African switch. You can see? Yeah, man. Man. Yeah. That's what we see these days. Yeah. But you know, when Africa were trying to do this, some other countries are going to, white people saw it and they said, you know, the Russians, you know, these African black guys, they could be right, you know. I think we have to stand with them. And they came and stood with Yaya Toure. They stood with the people of Mali. They stood with the people of the Niger Republic. And then Burkina Faso. And now you see Nepal. Hey man. Oh. Nepal, that country in that highland, right? Or what do you, what you call that place? Nepal is a small country anyway, but they say, you know, you can't be switching us off and on and off and on and all the time. We've got to take the light and we've got to get a switch for ourselves to decide where we should go on and when we should go off. Yeah. That's what Nepal is talking about. They decided to be the light of the world, the light of their own country. They don't want anyone to come and be giving and acting as a switch to decide their destiny anymore. And that's what Burkina Faso did. That's what Mali did. That's what Niger Republic did. I never know that my country, Nigeria, is coming up. Someone called me and said, Prophet of God, what do you have to say about what is going to happen in Nigeria? How will the country get better? I said, it's only going to get better through a revolution. Yeah. Revolution is coming. Because you can switch up. You can keep on switching off, on and off and on and off all the time and make it look stupid. Yeah. We've got to come up and say, we're the light of the world. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. They say in Nepal, they say it was the Gen Zs, youngest generation that stood up and said, we are tired of this swish. We switching us off and switching us on any day, every time you switch to switch us. We're tired of it. We're gonna create a switch for ourselves. They said they just made up their mind and say, we are gonna show that we are the light of the world. Other countries say join everything and we are suffering here and things are not going the way they ought to go just because of the switch. Man, you know what you're doing? You just subjected us and make us look like we are slaves in our whole country by creating a switch. Control switch, switching us off, switching us on every time the way you like to do it. And that's what, yeah. That's what they say that in the prayer that these are the ones that woke up and said, enough of the switches, enough. We're breaking off the switches. You can see breaking off the switches. Look at that switch in my hand. I broke it from the wall. And that's it. I'm going to use it to show what I want to show. Maybe I'll set it back. Maybe I'll just... can I eat some? I don't know. No, this is not edible. No way. All right. Switches. Bobs. Switches. Right. Yeah. Please like and say something about what we're talking about. Say something about what we're talking about. All right. Okay. So the Bob is saying, I'm the boss. The switch is saying, I'm the control because I switch you off and I switch you on and you've got no say. And the switch off system is representing some people in our community, some people who say all animals are equal, but all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Yeah, the politicians are more equal with themselves than the roadside hustlers. That's what some people say. And those are the switches who decide who should do this, who should not do that, who should have this, who should not have that, who should be self-dependent and independent, and who should not, who should eat well and who should not eat well, who should live well and who should not live well. That's what we are seeing. Some who have turned themselves to switches. That's it. So do not forget, Nepal has come to show the light. They say they do not need switches anymore. Burkina Faso have come to be the bulb. They say they do not need switches anymore. Niger Republic, they say they don't need switches anymore. What's the other one? Mali, say they don't need switches anymore. And Nepal has joined, say they don't need switches anymore. They need to be the light, the bulb, and they need to shine the light. And they are more important than switches. What do you think? I want you to say something. You guys are not talking. Say something. What do you say about it? The bulb or the switch? Which is more important? But no, the bulb and switch, they work together, somehow, anyhow, that. So, but I want you to say something about it. Thank you very much.